Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. Marcelo Vieira, the left back who dribbled like a winger and defended like, well, someone who prefers attacking, has officially retired at 36. Yes, it's the end of an era. The stepovers will stop, the nutmegs will cease, and Real Madrid fans will officially have to accept that their golden generation is now collecting retirement benefits. But let's be real. Marcelo wasn't just a footballer, he was an experience. A samba dribbling, no-look passing, trophy-hoarding experience. So today, we take a hilarious trip down memory lane and answer the burning question: did Marcelo redefine the left-back position or just make defending optional? Let's dive in. 1. From Rio's streets to Madrid's royalty. Marcelo was born in Rio de Janeiro, a city known for its football, beaches, and creative ways to avoid taxes. Growing up in São Cristóvão, he honed his skills playing barefoot on the streets, dodging defenders and occasionally potholes. He joined Fluminense at 9, which in Brazil is considered a late start since some kids turn professional at 5. But it didn't take long for Europe to notice. By 18, Real Madrid came knocking with $6.5 million and a promise: come to Spain and we'll make you a superstar. Or at least make sure you never have to track back defensively again. Marcelo's journey from Rio's backstreets to the Bernabeu is the classic rags-to-riches football fairy tale, except instead of a pumpkin turning into a carriage, it was stepovers turning into Champions League medals. At Madrid, Marcelo wasn't just a left back. He was a left winger, a playmaker, and sometimes a striker. Defending? That was mostly someone else's problem. If Dani Carvajal was known for tough tackles, Marcelo was known for sending defenders to therapy with nutmegs. In fact, if you were a right winger facing Marcelo, you had two choices: try to get past him or just wait for him to be somewhere in the opposition's penalty box. He'd always get back eventually, like sometime around the next goal kick. Let's be real. Marcelo spent more time in the attacking third than some of Real Madrid's actual wingers. Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo. Yeah, Marcelo was basically their fourth musketeer. If Carlo Ancelotti had told Marcelo to stay back while attacking, he probably would have laughed and dribbled his way up the field anyway. During his prime, Marcelo's heat map looked less like a defender's and more like a guy who just found out his GPS was broken. 1 minute, he was in his own box. The next, he was doing rainbow flicks near the opposition's corner flag. His style of play was so chaotic at times that even Sergio Ramos, who lived for last-ditch tackles, probably looked at Marcelo and thought of, bro, at least pretend to be a defender. Marcelo as a left back was like ordering a salad and getting a steak on top. Technically, it's still a salad, but you know the main attraction isn't the lettuce. If traditional fullbacks are disciplined students, Marcelo was the kid drawing cartoons in the back of the class, wild, creative, and probably going to be famous one day. Some say he was Brazil's spiritual successor to Roberto Carlos. Others say he was just a winger pretending to be a defender. Either way, one thing's for sure: Marcelo was never, ever boring. 2. Trophy collector extraordinaire. Now let's talk about the silverware. Marcelo didn't just win trophies, he hoarded them like a footballing dragon. 25 major titles with Real Madrid, including 5 Champions Leagues. That's more UCL titles than some entire clubs. Looking at you, Arsenal. With 6 La Liga trophies, 4 Club World Cups, 3 UEFA Super Cups, and countless El Clasico highlights, where he sent Barcelona defenders into early retirement, Marcelo became Madrid's most decorated Brazilian ever. That's right, more than Ronaldo, more than Kaká, and definitely more than Danilo. Marcelo wasn't just a footballer, he was a walking, talking, step-overing trophy magnet. You know those kids who collect stickers? Marcelo collected silverware, except instead of sticking them in a book, he lifted them in stadiums packed with 80,000 people. With 25 major titles at Real Madrid, Marcelo won more trophies than most clubs have in their entire history. Seriously, if Real Madrid were a person, Marcelo would be its favorite child, the one who always brings home medals while the others struggle to find their place in the squad. The Champions League madness. Let's talk about his 5 Champions League titles. 5. Some clubs spend decades praying for just one, and Marcelo was out there picking them up like they were participation ribbons. To put this in perspective, Arsenal, Manchester City, before oil money, and PSG combined have fewer Champions League trophies than Marcelo does on his own. That's right. One Brazilian left-back has outdone entire multi-billion-dollar footballing institutions. Marcelo in the Champions League was like Thanos in the Avengers movies. Inevitable. More La Liga titles than some club legends. He won 6 La Liga titles, meaning he officially won more league titles than some of Barcelona's legends. Somewhere, Dani Alves is probably staring at the record books like, how did I let him pass me? Honestly, at this point, if Marcelo had stayed longer, they would have let him engrave his name on the La Liga trophy just out of respect. Other trophies? He probably lost count. With 4 Club World Cups, 3 UEFA Super Cups, and 4 Spanish Super Cups, Marcelo probably needed a separate mansion just to store his medals. Imagine the conversation at home. Honey, where should I put this 4th Club World Cup trophy? By the time he hit his 20th major trophy, Real Madrid's trophy cabinet probably had a separate Marcelo wing. Big game player energy. It wasn't just that he won trophies, it's how he won them. Marcelo didn't just play in big games, he owned them. Whether it was a Champions League final or an El Clasico, he was out there turning defenders into memes and fullbacks into spectators. His performance in the La Decima final in 2014? Legendary. When Real Madrid needed a spark, Marcelo came off the bench and did what he always did, cause absolute chaos. He dribbled, he shot, he scored, and then he celebrated like he'd just won a dance battle. Real Madrid's most decorated Brazilian. If you ever need proof of how legendary Marcelo was, just remember, he's the most decorated Brazilian player in Real Madrid's history. That's right, more than Ronaldo, more than Kaká, more than Robinho, but that's not really an achievement, let's be honest. In a club that's had some of football's biggest names, Marcelo stood out not just because of his skills, but because he was always part of the winning squad. How did he do it? Marcelo's secret formula? A mix of skill, longevity, and just the right amount of, I don't feel like defending today. He played in Madrid's most dominant era and made sure he wasn't just a passenger. He was out there assisting, scoring, and celebrating like he just won the lottery every season. Final thought. Marcelo's career should come with a disclaimer. Warning, watching this man play may cause unrealistic expectations for future left-backs. The next time your club celebrates a single league title, just remember, Marcelo probably did that before lunch. 3. International career. Great, but not that great. On the international stage, Marcelo played for Brazil 58 times, which is about 200 caps short of Dani Alves's Guinness World Record attempt. He won the 2013 Confederations Cup, got Olympic medals in 2008 and 2012, and participated in the 2014 and 2018 World Cups. Unfortunately, his international career had one big problem. It coincided with Marcelo's prime, but also with Brazil's not-so-prime era, meaning he missed the golden days of Ronaldo and Rivaldo, but got front-row seats to Germany's 7-1 masterclass. Ouch. Now, let's talk about Marcelo's international career. You'd think a player with his skills and trophy collection at Real Madrid would have a cabinet full of World Cup medals too, right? Yeah, about that. Marcelo versus Brazil's timing curse. Marcelo had the misfortune of playing for Brazil during the great what the hell is going on era. He wasn't around for the legendary 2002 World Cup winning team with Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho. Nope, he got the post-2002 version of Brazil, the one that looked great on paper but always managed to disappoint. His timing was so bad that he missed both the golden days of peak Brazil and the recent resurgence of Neymar's Copa America winning squad. It's like showing up at a party right after the DJ leaves. You know how some players are in the right place at the right time? Marcelo was in the right place, wrong generation. 2014 World Cup. The nightmare begins. Marcelo's most famous World Cup moment? Oh, it's an all-timer, scoring Brazil's first own goal in World Cup history. That's right, in Brazil, in the opening match, in front of millions. Imagine the pressure. You're playing in your home country, carrying the hopes of a football-crazy nation, and in the first game, you accidentally score for Croatia. I bet David Luiz sent him a thank you text after the 7-1 loss to Germany. Like, bro, at least your mistake wasn't that bad. 2018 World Cup, injuries, bad luck, and VAR. By 2018, Marcelo was still one of the best left-backs in the world, but his body had started issuing subtle retirement notices in the form of muscle injuries. His back problems forced him to miss key matches, and even when he played, Brazil had this new problem called losing to Belgium in the quarterfinals. To be fair, Marcelo did his best, but you know it's bad when the most dangerous thing Belgium had to defend against was their own goalkeeper's bad first touch. Brazil losing to Belgium in 2018 felt like watching Batman lose a fight to a parking attendant. It just wasn't supposed to happen. Trophies, but not the trophy. Marcelo did manage to win some silverware with Brazil, though. He bagged the 2013 Confederations Cup, which is basically FIFA's dress rehearsal for the World Cup, except it doesn't matter as much and Spain treats it like a glorified friendly. He also won Olympic medals, a bronze in 2008 and a silver in 2012, which is nice. But let's be honest, in Brazil, winning silver at the Olympics is the football equivalent of showing up to prom alone. It's like your friends winning the lottery and you're just happy you found $5 on the sidewalk. The thing is, Brazil only cares about World Cups. You can win 15 Copa Americas, 200 Confederations Cups, and an Olympic gold. But if you don't have that golden FIFA trophy, good luck getting a statue. The Brazil versus Real Madrid paradox. The funniest part? While Marcelo was at Real Madrid winning Champions League titles for fun, Brazil was out there getting humbled by Germany and struggling to find a consistent defense. It's like Marcelo was in the best football university, Real Madrid, but had to go home every summer to repeat high school, Brazil's national team struggles. He must have been looking around the Brazil dressing room thinking, man, where's Sergio Ramos when you need him? A case of what could have been. So, was Marcelo's international career bad? Not at all. But was it legendary? Not exactly. If he had played in 2002 or even 2019, we'd probably be talking about Marcelo as a World Cup winner. Instead, we're talking about a generational left-back who unfortunately played during a time when Brazil was still figuring itself out. In the end, his international career was like ordering a 5-star meal but forgetting to order dessert. It was great, but it could have been so much sweeter. 4. Retirement announcement. Tears, tributes, and Twitter memes. Marcelo announced his retirement in an emotional video saying, "My journey as a player ends here, but I still have so much to give to football." Translation: expect me to be linked to a coaching job at Madrid every 6 months. Florentino Perez called him one of the greatest left-backs in Real Madrid history. Meanwhile, on Twitter, X, fans were posting highlight reels of his dribbles, nutmegs, and that one time he made Gerard Piqué question his life choices. Marcelo announcing his retirement hit football fans harder than a Ramos red card in El Clasico. It was the end of an era, the end of unnecessary stepovers, the end of fullbacks pretending that defending is optional, the end of Marcelo running down the left wing like he's late for his own wedding. The emotional goodbye. Marcelo delivered his farewell speech with the kind of heartfelt emotion that could make even a PSG fan tear up. Which is saying a lot because they're usually too busy crying over Champions League exits. His words? My journey as a player ends here, but I still have so much to give to football. Translation: see you in 6 months when I get linked to a coaching job or an ambassadorial role at Madrid. At this point, the only thing missing was some dramatic violin music and a slow-motion montage of Marcelo nutmegging defenders into early retirement. Florentino Perez's tribute, the Royal Madrid send-off. Real Madrid's president, Florentino Perez, called Marcelo one of the greatest left-backs in the club's history, which, coming from the man who treats players like office interns, replaceable at any time, is a big deal. It's the same Florentino who once sold Casillas through a PowerPoint presentation, so when he gives you a heartfelt tribute, you know you did something right. Twitter, what's X reaction? The internet went wild. Meanwhile, on Twitter, X, Marcelo's name was trending faster than a transfer rumor involving Mbappe. Fans posted highlight reels of Marcelo doing stepovers for no reason, embarrassing defenders and delivering outside the boot assists that made physics question its own existence. One post simply read, "Marcelo, the greatest left-back in football history, case closed." Another post said, "Football is officially finished, cancel the sport." And then, of course, you had the memes. Oh, the memes. One showed Dani Carvajal looking around confused, wondering who's going to abandon him on counterattacks now. Another meme had Madrid fans realizing they now have to rely on Ferland Mendy to provide attacking creativity from left back. Thoughts and prayers. The football world reacts. Beyond Madrid, footballers from all over the world paid their respects. Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Modric, they all posted heartfelt messages. Even Neymar, who usually saves his social media posts for nightclub selfies, took a moment to say, "Legend." Somewhere in England, Trent Alexander-Arnold probably took notes. So if I just keep attacking and ignore defending for 10 years, they'll call me one of the greatest too? The comment section divided, emotional versus realists. The comment section on social media had two types of people. The first group? The emotional fans. "Marcelo, you are the GOAT. There will never be another like you. We will cry forever." The second group? The football hipsters? Technically, Paolo Maldini was better defensively, and if we adjust for tactical evolution, Marcelo was... Bruh, just let people have their moment. What's next for Marcelo? The speculation begins. Of course, as soon as he retired, the football world started speculating what's next. Will he coach? Will he become a Real Madrid ambassador? Or will he just relax on the beaches of Rio and finally take a break from running up and down the left flank? Madrid fans are already dreaming of a Marcelo return in a coaching role. Imagine a Real Madrid academy full of young left-backs who refuse to defend. Glorious chaos. Or maybe he'll go the Toni Kroos route and start a podcast where he just roasts modern football. Imagine Marcelo dropping hot takes like, "Fullbacks today don't know how to dribble. Back in my day, we nutmegged for survival." The left back who made football fun. At the end of the day, Marcelo didn't just play football, he made it fun. Whether you loved his attacking play or screamed at your TV when he left open spaces the size of Brazil, one thing is clear: the game won't be the same without him. Marcelo's retirement isn't just the end of a career, it's the end of an era where left-backs dribbled like wingers, defended like midfielders, and celebrated goals like strikers. So here's to Marcelo, Real Madrid's Samba King, Nutmeg Master, and Trophy Collector. Football will miss you, but we're pretty sure you'll be back, in one way or another. 5. Marcelo's legacy, the left-back who refused to defend. Let's face it, Marcelo wasn't your traditional left-back. He didn't just redefine the role, he flipped it upside down, added some Brazilian flair, and said, "Hey, let the center-backs figure out the rest." Some say his attacking play made him one of the greatest fullbacks ever. Others argue he was a winger in disguise. One thing's for sure, if Marcelo were a FIFA player, his defensive awareness rating would be lower than a Sunday League player's stamina after 10 minutes. Marcelo's legacy is simple. He was the left back who played like a winger, attacked like a playmaker, and defended like, well, let's just say he didn't love defending. His style inspired a new generation of fullbacks, but unfortunately, also inspired some defenders who have no business going forward. Looking at you, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Marcelo's career proved one thing: if you're good enough in attack, people will forget you don't defend. Marcelo made football more fun, but also made Madrid fans' blood pressure rise every time an opposition counterattack started down his flank. 6. What's next? Coaching? TikTok freestyles? Reality TV? With his playing days over, what's next for Marcelo? Will he coach? Will he become a football pundit? Or knowing him, will he just start a YouTube channel breaking ankles in charity matches? Madrid fans want him back as a coach, but let's be honest. If Marcelo manages a team, the fullbacks will spend more time in the opposition's box than their own half. Marcelo as a coach? Expect Real Madrid to play a 0-1-9 formation. Or maybe he'll become a professional TikToker, doing stepovers while explaining VAR decisions. Closing thoughts. Thank you, Marcelo. All jokes aside, Marcelo was a joy to watch. Whether you loved his attacking style or screamed at your TV when he left open spaces the size of Brazil's rainforest, one thing is clear: he changed the game. He made left-backs cool. He made defending optional but still cool. So, what do you think? Was Marcelo the best attacking fullback of his era, or was he just a left winger trapped in a left-back's jersey? Let me know in the comments, drop a like if you'll miss his ridiculous dribbles, and subscribe for more football banter. And remember, if your left back is defending too much, he's doing it wrong. Just ask Marcelo.